Good evening. And here we are again, and I'm delighted. My dears, tonight I'm going to read two pieces. I've been wanting to read these for some time, and tonight is the night, so there we are. Poor internet connection, not again. Well, we'll carry on and see what happens. The first is by Garrison Keillor. As we know him, an American author, singer, humorist, voice actor, and radio personality. He created A Prairie Home Companion, which he hosted from 1974 to 2016. An extraordinary run. And I think perhaps my favorite quote from Garrison Keillor, and I'm going to start with it. At 80, he was just turning 80, he said, "It's a great age. You lose your ambition, but you..." Now, this one is by Garrison Keillor, it's called Protestant. Our family was dirt poor, which I figured out as a child from the fact that we had such a bad vacuum. When you vacuumed the living room, it would groan and stop, and you had to sit and wait for it to groan and start up, then vacuum like mad before it quit again. But it didn't have good suction either. You had to stuff the hairballs into it. I also knew it because Donald Hoagland told me. He asked me how much my dad earned, and I said, $1,000, the most money I could imagine. "You're poor!" And so we were. And in a town where everyone was either Lutheran or Catholic, we were neither one. We were sanctified brethren, a sect so tiny that nobody but us and God knew about it. So when kids asked what I was, I just said Protestant. It was too much to explain, like having 6 toes. You would rather keep your shoes on. Grandpa Cotton was once tempted toward Lutheranism by a preacher who gave a rousing sermon on grace that Grandpa brought Esther's dog home, who had chased a Model T across town. He sat down on the church steps and listened to the voice boom out the open windows until he made up his mind to go in and unite with the truth. But he took one look from the vestibule and left. "He was dressed up like the Pope of Rome," said Grandpa, "and the altar and the paintings and the gold candlesticks. My gosh, it was just a big show. And he was reading the whole darn thing off a page, like an actor." Jesus said, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them." And the brethren believed that was enough. Uncle Al's and Aunt Flo's bare living room with plain folding chairs arranged facing in toward the middle. No clergyman in a black smock, no organ or piano, for that would make one person too prominent. No upholstery, it would lead to complacency. No picture of Jesus, he was in our hearts. The faithful sat down at the appointed hour and to speak or to pray or to give out a hymn from our Little Flock hymnal. No musical notation, for music must come from the heart and not off a page. We sang the text to a tune that fit the meter of the many tunes we all knew. The idea of reading a prayer was sacrilegious to us. If a man can't remember what he wants to say to God, let him sit down and think a little harder, Grandpa said. "There's the Lord's Prayer," said Aunt Esther meekly. We were sitting on the porch after Sunday, visiting from Minneapolis, and had attended Lake Wobegon Lutheran, she having turned Lutheran when she married him, a subject that was never brought up in our family. "You call that prayer? Sitting and reciting like a bunch of school children?" Harvey cleared his throat and turned to me with a weak smile. "Speaking of school, how are you doing?" he said. There was a lovely silence, and the brethren assembled on Sunday morning as we waited for the Spirit. someone to speak who was taking his sweet time, or else the Spirit was playing a wonderful joke on us and letting us sit, or perhaps silence was the point of it. We sat listening to rain on the roof, distant traffic, a radio playing from across the street, kids whizzing by on bikes, dogs barking, as we waited for the Spirit to inspire us. It was like sitting on the porch with your family when nobody feels that they have to make talk. So quiet in church. Minutes drifted by in silence that was sweet to us. The rain stopped and the room changed light as the sun broke through. Shafts of brilliant sun through the windows and motes of dust falling through it. The smell of clean clothes and floor wax and wine and the fresh bread of Aunt Flo, which was Christ's body given for us. Jesus in our midst, who loved us. So peaceful, and we loved each other too. I thought perhaps the Spirit was leading me to say that, but I was just a boy, and children were supposed to keep still. And my affections were not pure. They were tainted with a sneaking admiration of Catholics. Catholic Christmas, Easter, the Living Rosary, and the blessing of the animals. Actually, the feast day, we did everything we did was plain, but they were regal and gorgeous, especially the feast day of St. Francis, which they did right out of the open, a feast for the eyes. Cows, horses, some pigs, right on the church lawn. The turmoil, animals bellowing and barking and clucking, and cats scheming how to escape and suddenly leaping out of the girl's arms who was holding on tight, the cat dying at the leash, and the ocarina band of third graders playing Catholic dirges, and the great calm of the sisters, and the flags, and the Knights of Columbus decked out in their handsome black suits. I stared at it until my eyes almost fell out, and then I wished it would go on much longer. Christians, my Uncle Al used to say, do not go in for show, referring to the Catholic sanctified by the blood of the Lord. Therefore we were saints, like St. Francis, but we didn't go in for feasts or ceremonies, involving animals or not. We went in for sitting, all 19 of us, in Uncle Al's and Aunt Flo's living room on Sunday morning, and having a plain meeting, and singing hymns in our poor, thin voices, while not far away the Catholics were whooping it up. I wasn't allowed inside Our Lady, of course, but if the blessing of the animals on the feast day of St. Lord, I didn't know but what they had elephants in there, and acrobats. I sat in our little group and envied them for the splendor and gorgeousness as we tried to sing without even a harmonica to give us the pitch. Hymns, Uncle Al said, didn't have to be sung perfect because God looks on the heart, and if you are in the Spirit, then all praise is good. Protestant by Garrison Keillor. And now by Keith Waterhouse, a British novelist and newspaper columnist, and the writer of many TV series. O Lord. And God said unto Noah, Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and the length of the ark shall be 300 cubits. And of every living thing, of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. And Noah said, Sign here, and leavest thou it? The Lord signed here, and left a deposit. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And the Lord said unto Noah, Where is the ark, which I commanded thee to build? And Noah said unto the Lord, Verily I have had 3 carpenters off ill. The gopher wood supplier hath let me down, yea, even though the gopher wood hath been on order for nigh upon 12 months. The damp core specialists have not turned up. What can I do, O Lord? And God said unto Noah, I want 7 days and 7 nights. And Noah said, It will be so. And it was not so. And the Lord said unto Noah, What seemeth to be the trouble this time? And Noah said unto the Lord, Mine subcontractor hath gone bankrupt. The pitch which thou commandest me to put on the outside and on the inside of the ark hath not arrived. The plumber hath gone on strike. Noah rent his garments and said, The glazier departeth on holiday in Majorca. Yea, even though I offered him double time, Shem, my son, who helpeth me on the ark side of the business, hath formed a pop group with his brothers, Ham and Japheth. Lord, I am undone. Do not thou mucketh me about. The end of all flesh is come before me, for earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Art thou incapable of completing the job that thou wast contracted to do? And Noah said, Lo, the contract will be fulfilled. And lo, it was not fulfilled. And Noah said unto the Lord, The gopher wood is definitely in the warehouse. Verily, and the gopher would supply the invoices before he delivereth the gopher wood unto me. And the Lord grew angry and said, Scrubbeth thou round the gopher wood? What about the animals? Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind. Of every sort have I ordered to come unto thee to keep them alive. Where, for example, are the giraffes? And Noah said unto the Lord, They are expected today. And the Lord said unto Noah, And where are the clean beasts, the male and the female, to keep their seed on? And Noah said, The lamb cometh on Tuesday. Yea, and yea, it will be so. And the Lord said unto Noah, How about the unicorns? And Noah wrung his hands and wept, saying, Lord, Lord, they are a discontinued line. Thou canst not get unicorns for love nor money. And God said, Come thou, Noah, I have left with thee a deposit, and thou hast signed a contract. Where are the monkeys, and the bears, and the hippopotami, and the elephants, and the zebras, and the hartebeests, 2 of each kind, and of fowls also of the air by 7s, the male and the female? And Noah said unto the Lord, They have been delivered unto the wrong address, but should arriveth on Friday. All save the fowls have been told unto me that fowls of the air are sold by half dozens. And God said unto Noah, Thou hast not made an ark of gopher wood, nor hast thou lined it with pitch within and without. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort hast thou failed to bring into the ark. What sayest thou, Noah? And Noah kissed the earth and said, Lord, Lord, thou knowest in thy wisdom what it is like with delivery dates. And the Lord in his wisdom said, Noah, my son, I knowest. Why else dost thou think I have caused a flood to descend upon the earth? And that is How Long, O Lord, by Keith Waterhouse. I love it. I hope you do too. Trying to get something saying it's a bad connection, but I don't understand it. If you had any difficulty with this, please let me know. All right, loves. And I will see you next week. This has been a very short one, I know, but they're delicious, and I don't want to dilute them with anything further. All right. Bye for now.